Matador and Jerry Roberts. We'll be talking to promoter Bob Polk about some of the things happening in the area. And the bad man from Border, Texas, Stan Hansen, is back. Plus our main event, Dutch Mantell puts the Southeastern TV title on the line against Troy T. Tyler. Now let's join former wrestling star and your host on Southeastern Championship Wrestling, Les Thatcher.
Hello and welcome once again to Southeastern Championship Wrestling. We've got a great lineup, as you heard Alan Williams tell you, for today. A television title match, a return of Ron Slinker, and a special challenge tag between the Matador and Jerry Roberts against the Manchurians. And without further delay, let's go to Alan Williams for the introduction and action.
Our first match today on Southeastern Championship Wrestling is one fall with a 15-minute time limit, weighing 224 pounds from Florida, Terry Taylor. His opponent, weighing 236 pounds from Tampa, Florida, Ron Slinker.
Ron Slinker back in the Southeastern area, and we've got action out against young Terry Taylor. And of course, Ron Slinker, formerly national karate champion, one of the top 10 rated kick fighters in the country, and of course the last 3.5 to 4 years professional wrestler. And Ron combines his martial arts expertise along with the catch-as-catch-can style of wrestling to become a very formidable opponent and a man who has to be considered a possible contender for a world champion Harley race. Right now it's Slinker with the leg of Terry Taylor. Slinker, as Taylor turned out, losing the balance, and the men touch hands. Slinker acknowledging the fact that Taylor had made a good move. Headlock reverses into the hammerlock. And Taylor makes the reversal. Step through the single leg, the takedown, and again Taylor with the reversal. Good move on his part. Slinker turning out, Taylor hang on to the leg. Slinker with the trip now. And comes up with the toe hold once again. Both Slinker and Taylor concentrating on the legs of their opponent. In the ropes, without being asked, Ron Slinker makes the break. Your referee, Scrappy McGowan, for all today's matches. Headlock. Slinker with the hip in the form of a martial arts throw. Taylor making a reversal into the head scissors. Slinker flail kicking. Can't quite free himself, and turns out now several options here on a reversal or an escape. Let's see which way he's going to go. Into the handstand, and he's out. Slinker, as you may notice, prefers to wrestle sans, the normal foot gear of a professional wrestler. Good, nice reversal by Ron. And of course, also coming. Good move on the hammerlock, applying that pressure, using the arm as a lever, taking the weight over. Of course, coming up on the program, that tag team match between the Matador and Jerry Roberts against the Manchurians, and Dutch Mantell risking his television trophy and title against Troy T. Tyler. Drop to hold by Terry Taylor. Taylor with the leg, his legs, grapevining the leg of Ron Slinker, applying his weight in there, trying to hold Slinker stationary, but Slinker comes up and out. In the ropes, the break. As Taylor moves in for the collar and elbow, Slinker throws the arm up, scoots in behind him, takes him down, and Taylor is on top. Slinker feeling his opponent out thus far through the match, has not really opened up offensively, has settled for counters and reversals. And a nice break again by both Taylor and Slinker, both men wrestling well here. Of course, Ron Slinker with the obvious advantage in the experience department. Taylor over the top, Slinker going for the hip lock, but Taylor with a reversal, steps through, backslides his man, but Slinker kicks out. Taylor over the top, Slinker waiting, has him with a hip lock this time. Slinker hooks him, rolls him over. A two count. Taylor getting the shoulder up. Slinker diving across and hooking the shoulders as he was taking Taylor down, but couldn't contain him for the 3. Small package by Ron Slinker. And there it is. Ron Slinker comes up with a small package, the win over Terry Taylor. A good move on the part of Ron Slinker, and we'll be talking to Ron later on in the program. Welcome him back. We've got an important message for you.
Coming Monday night in Hazard, Kentucky at the Memorial Gym at 8 p.m., a Super Championship Wrestling lineup. For the World Heavyweight title match, Harley Race goes against Stan Hansen. In the Southeastern title match, Killer Carl Cox battles Troy T. Tyler. In the Southeastern Tag Team title match, the Manchurians, managed by the Great Mephisto, battle Steve Travis and Don Diamond. In the special grudge match, the Great Mephisto goes against the Matador, and the Seraph goes against Ron Slinker. All that in the World Heavyweight title match against Harley Race and Stan Hansen. The Southeastern title match, Killer Carl Cox and Troy T. Tyler. The Southeastern Tag Team title match, the Manchurians against Travis and Diamond. And in the special grudge match, the Great Mephisto and the Matador, and the Seraph and Ron Slinker. It's all coming together this coming Monday night at Hazard, Kentucky at the Memorial Gym at 8 p.m. A Super Championship Wrestling lineup.
Joining you, keep an eye on the set, Killer Carl. And of course, there is some controversy over a match between you and Ole Anderson. The referee in that match is trying to suspend Anderson.
He should. Rightfully, he should.
Well, many referees should be suspended. Before we go into any detail here, we have an interview where I talked to referee Ron Catrone after the Cox-Anderson match, and we'd like you to hear that. With me in the dressing room, referee Ron Catrone. And of course, Ron, you took quite a beating from Ole Anderson in the bout between he and Carl Cox.
Yes, I did, Les. I'll tell you, I've refereed a long time, and I've never run up upon an individual who did anything like what happened to me out there today. As you can see, I'm a bloody mess. I was beaten up. I tried to referee the match fair and square, and this is what Ole Anderson did to me. Have you ever seen anything like this? And I'll fight him any place, any time. It makes no difference to me. But when I'm wearing this referee's jersey, that's what I'm doing. I'm there to referee. I'm a symbol of authority in the ring, and I wasn't getting it at all. So what I want Ole Anderson suspended. If that's got to have order in the ring, you got to have it. I want to see him suspended.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Carl. I'm going to tell you something. You did the right thing, my friend. You did the very, very best thing that could be done. The man should only be suspended. He should be fined for beating up an NWA official. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen you. This man and I here,
right.
We're in the Marines together.
That's right. It's been a long
And I'll
time.
tell you, when I had need of help, all you got to do is call out, and the Marine will be anywhere as you want them, see? And they're darn sure going to help you. So I want to thank you again, and I'll tell you anything I can do to help you get this man suspended and possibly get him thrown out of wrestling, we're darn sure going to do it. Semper Fi, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate you showing up here today. Thank you.
From the dressing room with Killer Carl Cox and referee Ron Catrone.
It'll be all right.
And of
Now,
course,
it's as plain as a nose on your face what Ole Anderson did to this man. I know what I'm talking about because I've been suspended a few times for roughing up a few officials. And I think Ole Anderson should not only be suspended, he should be fined heavily, maybe suspended for life from professional wrestling, because you cannot go around and put your hand on an official like Ole Anderson did and beat him.
where this and actually meets the eye here.
There probably is
Well,
in the
we've got,
background.
Carl, we got a little bit of an unusual situation here. Admittedly, what he did, there may not be an excuse for it, but also some activities there, I don't know. I've talked to the governing bodies, possible suspension for Ole Anderson, yes,
Good,
but I've also
good.
got some contracts already signed with Ole Anderson. You're involved, and these matches are going to go on.
I don't care to wrestle a man again. I'll be quite honest with you.
No, wait a minute. What we've got in these matches, and with a situation like that, we've got a non-sanctioned lights-out match. I can do that. So we go through a non-sanctioned lights-out match. I expect you
The
to
man
be
should
there.
be suspended.
No.
I don't care to wrestle him again. He should be suspended and thrown out of wrestling.
The
That's all I can
contracts
say.
are there, non-sanctioned lights-out match, wherever it is, you'll be there because your name's on the contract.
Well, frankly, I don't
That's
think you
simple.
know what you're talking about because you never had a pair of tights on in your
The
life.
interview and the comments of Carl Cox will be back right after this. Monday night, Hazard's Memorial Gym, one of the feature matches. Carl Cox puts his Southeastern title on the line against this gentleman, Troy T. Tyler. Right now, Alan Williams is going to talk to the champion, Killer Carl Cox.
Carl, you'll be putting that title on the line against Troy T. Tyler.
Well, I must admit, in the first place, Alan, that I'm very, very ashamed of myself because a few weeks ago in Johnson City, Tennessee, this Troy T. Tyler, I didn't know what he was or what he is, probably pulled the upset of the century by beating me in approximately 2 minutes and 20 seconds, something long, and probably the quickest I've ever been beaten since I've been a professional wrestler. But I want to go on record right now to say that Troy T. Tyler isn't going to catch me by surprise in Hazard. He can't beat me in 2.5 hours in Hazard, Kentucky. After I put a beat on him, I'm going to stand back and watch another upset where Stan Hansen probably beats Harley Race. I'm predicting that.
Back to you, Les.
Troy, I think you've got the psychological edge with Cox because he's still crying about that loss to you in Johnson City several weeks ago. And, of course, Monday night, his belt's on the line.
Hazard, Kentucky, get ready. You know Hazard is my homeboy. You know I love that man. That movie, The Dukes of Hazard, that's what they made that movie about. And you know Killer Carl Cox, they're going to burn you out. You know it's rumor about that he's got a farmhouse somewhere around Hazard County, Kentucky. He's shacked up out there in some kind of farmhouse, driving a pickup truck, hiding under the skies. And all them people around Hazard, Kentucky, find out where you live, Killer Carl Cox, and they're gonna burn you out. Boy, it's gonna be a bonfire, but I'm gonna do you in before they get time to burn you out. I'm gonna bust both of your eyes. I'm gonna be hitting you so hard you're gonna think thunder done struck.
Monday night, Hazard's Memorial Gym. Troy T. Tyler goes after the Southeastern heavyweight title, now worn by Killer Carl Cox. A super lineup. You'll want to be there.
I'm gonna bust his eye.
Come back to Perry County, where the mountains of Kentucky are the best. And you must be here if you've never seen the sun go down from the top of the hill. The lakes are so cool and clear. Feel the mountain breeze blow through your hair. Perry County, Kentucky is here for you.
Get away from it all. Perry County and Hazard await you. Enjoy the unique accommodations at La Citadel and other fine motels. Unwind in the lounge while you drink in all the beauty around you. Let your spirit run wild in this paradise just 2 hours away from Lexington. It's an unforgettable experience. Visit Perry County and Hazard soon.
Perry County, Kentucky is here for you.
From the Big Sandy to the Red, and from the Cumberland to the Kentucky, this is Channel 57, WKYH-TV.
During your match, that possibility now that you may be ranked as a contender for Harley Race, so I know you're happy about that.
Oh yeah, it's been a long, hard road, and I'm looking forward to possibly wrestling him for that championship strap. And with these beautiful people in this area behind me, and if it happens here, chances are I'll get it.
But a lot of tough competition here. Killer Carl Cox, Ole Anderson, the Manchurians, some fantastic athletes, and I know you're going to add to the title competition in the area.
Well, that's what brought me back. The people urging me to come back, said the competition's here, Ron, come on in. And man, let me tell you, it's here, and I'm welcome it.
Well, Ron, we're certainly glad to have you back. We've got a match going into the ring. We're going to ask Ron Slinger to stay with us and give us his expertise on the match. Good to have you back. Let's go to Alan Williams for the introduction.
Our second match of the day is one fall with a 15-minute time limit in a special challenge match with a combined weight of 520 pounds from Manchuria. the Manchurians, managed by the great Mephisto. Their opponents with a combined weight of 459 pounds, from parts unknown, the Matador. And from Canada, Jerry Roberts.
Of course, this match stems, Ron, from a alleged attack by the Manchurians on Jerry Roberts and the Matador last week in a parking lot. And before anything can go, the Matador goes after the great Mephisto.
These people are unreal. I'm watching the international tag team champions. They've been all over the country, the Manchurians. Of course, the Matador is nobody to mess with. And this Roberts kid is a very promising young man.
And right now, the Roberts and the Matador have things their own way as he's starting to work on the Manchurians. Mephisto was cornered early, and he's even leaving our studio right now.
He should, boy. Let me tell you, get this Matador upset, and he can handle the situation as he's doing now. He's got everything under control. But don't close these Manchurians short. They got a lot of tricks up their sleeve, and they can handle the situation if it gets down to it. Even though their tactics are not exactly above board, they're definitely awesome individuals and something to cope with.
A knee to the midsection by the Manchurian doubles the masked man up. Driving him head first into the waiting boot of his partner. The tag is made. And of course, the Manchurians are Southeastern Tag Team Champions. Matador blasting back. And a knee by the Manchurian sends him to the canvas. And thus far, we haven't seen a lot of give and take on holes, but a lot of punching and kicking here.
A lot of teamwork, too. These guys have been teammates for a long time, which gives the Matador a little bit of a disadvantage, and his partner, because they haven't worked that much together as a tag team and worked their strategies out. But these two guys here, these Manchurians, are super strong individuals. I've watched them all over the country. I'm looking forward myself to getting in the ring with them at a date in the future. If I can get a contract to wrestle one of them or tag team maybe with somebody and wrestle both of them. I'd sure like to have those belts.
I don't know if you're aware or not, but there's been some heated disagreements between the Matador and the Manchurian's manager, the great Mephisto, and the fact that Mephisto is the reason that this man wears a mask, something to do with a burning or some sort. They were bringing us a film and we were unable to salvage it because of this attack by the Manchurians, or alleged attack on this man and Jerry Roberts. But of course, right now, Matador and Roberts will be trying to settle that score with these Manchurians.
Well, it's known all over the country about this saying took place about burning the Matador and everything, and I know that he's got ill feelings, and I'm sure that revenge will soon come to bear here.
Tag is made. Jerry Roberts moves in to go to work on the Manchurian. The drop kick into that corner, catches his man, but the Manchurian stops him. A well-placed forearm, and again using the boot of his partner as a battering ram, driving the head of Roberts in. Into that top turnbuckle, and these Manchurians have that power. They're built like fire plugs. They're hard to grab a hold of and hard to hang on to.
They're built very short to the ground and solid as a rock. And I tell you, like I said, they don't play according to the rules most of the time, but they're strong, they're mean, and the one thing they got for them, they've been teammates for a long, long, long time.
Of course, Mephisto has managed some of the best singles and tag team wrestlers in the sport today, and these Manchurians are certainly representative of the type of talent he's handled.
Right. Never cut him short. He knows where to find them, and he does find the best wrestlers around to work for him. He pays top dollar, and he takes good care of the people. I don't particularly care for his tactics, but he is a great manager in his own right.
That elbow clothesline Roberts sending to the canvas, and the Manchurians going to work now. Cutting that wind, and of course that wind supply is all important.
That's it, endurance, man, just cuts his endurance down. The Matador's got a little upset here in the ring without his tag, and sometimes that can cause a lot of problems. The referee gets distracted away trying to push that man out, and that's his Manchurians are going to take advantage of the situation just as he did just now.
Of course, the object of that tag match is to keep that man from getting to the tag, tagging the French partner in. And the Manchurians thus far have been capable of... Oh, there's the tag right there, Ron. Backdrop by the Matador, and he goes to work on the second Manchurian. Body slam. And the masked man is on the move. This Matador hates to have that mask tampered with, and it drives him insane when someone tries to pull. Oh, Roberts off that second rope with the drop kick.
Yes. Power out of it, but he's still back on his feet, ready to go. Oh, no.
Trying to set up for the backdrop, anticipated by the Manchurian. Driving that knee in there sent Jerry Roberts crashing to the mat. And applying that nerve that claw to the side of the neck. The Manchurian working on Jerry Roberts.
Unreal. That thing was awesome. We put a lot of men away with that.
Mephisto moving back out now, telling his man to apply. You would know more about this nerve hold, Ron.
Yes, it's on a Dr. Jemai's series of judo or oriental sleeper holds. Cuts off the carotid artery and all the blood to the brain, and it cuts short really the man's consciousness, renders him unconscious at a point. He works on the nerve system.
Roberts is fighting it here, but of course, as you can see on your screen at home, the Manchurian is applying that pressure, and Jerry Roberts close to being out here. Watch the referee checking the arm. As long as Jerry can hold that arm up with some semblance of control, the referee will allow it to go, but he's calling it there. The match is over.
You got to give the kid credit. He's really had a lot of heart. He stayed in a lot longer than I thought he would on that hold. So he could drop pretty fast.
Mephisto moving into the ring now. The Manchurians have been awarded the match, and Jerry Roberts unconscious. The Matador trying to move them away so he can help the man, bring him around, and he's being attacked. And now going after the Manchurian in the second one. The Matador handling it, and he wants Mephisto. He's got Mephisto.
What's going on here?
They're doubling up on him, triple teaming the Matador.
Wait a minute.
Mephisto taking his belt off. Ron Slinker leaving our desk and going toward that ring, being blocked by the Manchurians. And Mephisto whipping the Matador with his belt across the back. The Matador is locked into those ropes. Slinker frees himself and goes after Mephisto with the belt. He's catching him with a chop. Grabs his man, trying to fight all three of them off. The referee trying to help the Matador out of the ring, or out of the ropes. Slinker has Mephisto down. The Manchurians have grabbed Slinker and holding him back. The Manchurians have a hold rack, and fire seemingly coming from the hand of the great Mephisto to the face of Ron Slinker. You can see it on your screen at home as Mephisto and the Manchurians leave the ring. Slinker, you can hear him screaming, apparently has been singed or burned. It seemed as though that fire came from the palm of the hand of the great Mephisto. The referee trying to help Ron Slinker, and there you have it. We'll be checking on Ron Slinker. We'll be back right after this. Matador, and of course...
Look at this list, Thatcher. Look at my back. I want all the fans to look at my
Matador,
back.
If you'll calm down just a minute.
Calm down? How can a man calm down when he's been beat like a dog?
I had a chance to interview Mephisto yesterday, and I want you to hear his comments right now.
I've only got a few seconds out here to talk. And a few seconds of warning. You know, in my country of Saudi Arabia, the women wear veils over their face to show respects for their men. And if they don't show respects, then we lay the lash to them to keep them in line. Now, there's a certain individual running around this part here of America that also has a mysterious veil over his face. And he's going to get the lash laid to him, perhaps publicly, and very embarrassingly. And that individual knows who he is. And I'll tell you who he is. It's Jerry Stubbs, the Matador.
Les Thatcher, let me tell you something.
That the man had everything planned.
It sounds like he knew exactly what he was going to do. But let me tell you something. Have you ever been beat like a dog? Did your parents beat you when you was a kid? But they didn't beat you like a dog. No, they didn't. Let me tell you something, Mephisto. In Hazard, Kentucky, there's going to be a lot of things happening. And then most of it's going to be me. And I'm going to be all over you because if I get the chance to use this belt, any belt, I'll get you. You can bet on it.
And what a lineup it's going to be, along with that special grudge match where the Matador finally gets to tangle with the great Mephisto. You'll see 3 title matches. The Southeastern Tag Team Champions, the Manchurians, defend against Steve Travis and Don Diamond. And the Southeastern Heavyweight Kingpin, Killer Carl Cox, puts his belt and title on the line against Troy T. Tyler. And in the big main event, the World Heavyweight Champion, Harley Race, puts his belt on the line against the bad man from Border, Texas, Big Stan Hansen. A super Southeastern lineup, no increase in prices. Monday night.
Go contest. Perform in the guitar contest or fiddle. hear and sing bluegrass music. There'll be a husband calling contest and cracker eating contest, and music by the renowned Southern Comfort Band led by Marlo Tackett himself. All happening at the Weddington Plaza, Pikeville, April 11th. We'll see you there.
From the Big Sandy to the Red, and from the Cumberland to the Kentucky, this is Channel 57 Hazard, WKYH TV.
And promoter Bob Polk. And gentlemen, you know, there's been a lot of talk, quite a bit of buzzing among the fans and wrestlers themselves about this alleged attack last week. And I know, Alan, I think you said it best at the end of last week's program, that in your years around athletics, amateur and professional, you've never seen anything quite like it.
That's right, Les, I haven't, and I think it's just unbelievable that something like that can happen. Where does it stop? Where does it end? Someone's going to be put in the hospital for an indefinite period of time.
Right, and of course, take the livelihood away from Bob, and of course, Mephisto, this incident, it just came up again involving himself.
Yeah, he is creating a lot of problems. I'd like to take an opportunity to ask the people in the viewing audience, any of those people who were here last week, if you look around, a lot of people have cameras. Anybody who happened to be in the parking lot last week or outside and saw any of this take place, if you any kind of picture or anybody saw that, get in touch with me sometime at the office this week. Other than that, I'm still with it. It's, you know, one party's word against the other,
right,
and that's
exactly
where the thing's sitting right now.
And so this, at this moment, it is up in the air. Well, now we've got another situation. We talked to Killer Carl Cox earlier and saw an interview with Ron Catrone and Cox. And, of course, along with yourself, Stan Hansen has been researching this thing throughout the week. As Cox and the referee feel that Ole Anderson should be suspended. And I know, Stan, that you've, before we talk about some of the things that you've unveiled.
Yeah, let's show the people here that they get a chance to see that exactly what's been happening. We saw the tape earlier with Cox and that referee Catrone or whatever his name is. Let's go ahead and see what's happening. Here it is right here.
Here's the match right here. And, of course, the referee, I think it was very obvious before this that he was getting in Ole's way. He was actually blocking at times, you might say. And the altercation between, of course, Cox nailing Anderson there while he's arguing with the referee.
That's right, but he also looked like he had something in his hand. The referee could have seen it, should have called it, but didn't, and then counted Ole down there. And this is where the controversy started. It's obvious that the guy was a little bit partial to Killer Carl Cox. You heard Cox out here earlier talking about how they had been in the Marines together and some other things, that they had gone back. They've been drinking and they're bragging about, you know, how he's always helping him out and he's going to be sure that there was a fine and all this. Cox was putting words into the referee's mouth. And that just doesn't sound like a fair, square referee for the wrestling authority.
Let me interrupt you just a second, but I know that Ole's lawyers are working on this. And, of course, you're here again in a position where Catrone has filed with the governing body the papers to suspend him, and that, again, you feel that maybe Catrone is involved. But Stan, you've come up with something, and I'd rather let you tell it, but the fact is Carl Cox has won about 3 regional titles, and exactly your explanation as to who was the official at these matches.
Well, right, don't we have another piece of film here, though, that we're going to show or something showing exactly what did happen, then we'll get into it. Right here is, again, Ole having to fight both of them. Cox is coming from outside. It's obvious that the referee was not handling the deal right. And it doesn't look like a normal referee to me that gets up, look at this right here, and starts beating on one of the, the wrestlers in the ring. He doesn't look like too much of a fair referee to me right now anyway, and I think the people right there that witnessed the deal saw the same thing, and in a few minutes I finally saw what was going on. I happened to be there. I did come in and try to help Ole a little bit. But by then, you know, everybody was bailing out Killer Carl Cox talking about the Marines. I bet the Marines aren't proud of him because, hey, every time he gets in a little bit of trouble, he's running. But like you said, I did do some research. You know, I know Killer Carl Cox. We've both kind of been around Texas for a long time. And Killer Carl Cox over the years has won a number. Back in about 1974 in I think it was Omaha, Nebraska. He won the Brass Knuckles Championship. And you know who the referee was?
Ron Catrone.
Whatever his name. And then also back down in New Orleans, Louisiana, he won the North American Heavyweight Championship down there. And again, who was the referee?
Ron Catrone.
That's right. And you know, last week, he won the Southeast Championship. And guess who is the referee?
Ron Catrone.
That's right. So something's fishy going on here. He doesn't have a right at all to be suspending Ole. I think we ought to be suspending that guy or something. Being sure Cox has got a belt, it doesn't mean anything to us.
Stan, we appreciate your help on this, and thanks for joining us. Stan Hansen's got a match coming up, and right now we're going to the ring for the introductions with Carl Williams.
Our third match is one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Weighing 250 pounds, the Seraph. His opponent weighing 290 pounds from Border, Texas, Stan Hansen.
Again, the Seraph.
Whose hat is that?
That's Stan's hat, Carl. Hansen and the Seraph, the masked man.
How do I look in his hat?
I heard you just put the hat back down there.
How do I look in that hat?
Well, you look like a cowboy.
Let me tell you something about Stan Hansen.
Hansen with the...
Look. I'll tell you something about
you can listen, you're welcome to stay here as my guest, but the fact is that
I'm
we're trying to
find
expertise on the Hansen with the armbar now. An elbow driven into the shoulder of the Seraph. What are you doing? Oh, no, come on now. Come on. Leave that alone, man. Just leave that thing alone. Stan Hansen with the armbar. Carl put...
I wonder how you like to have a hat.
I'm sure...
Medium rare or well done.
Hey.
Medium rare or well done.
Hansen applying the pressure to the armbar. Cox, come on.
You know, I'm going to tell you something about Hansen. You know, his brother was yellow.
Hey.
His brothers were yellow. He's got a yellow streak. And his old daddy.
Now you've got
his old daddy took a yellow streak on the
Carl Cox has been betting on Hansen's hat. Hansen coming outside. Stan.
Let me tell you something, Patrick.
Here's the remnants of it anyway.
I was Ole Anderson. He asked me to come because he couldn't be here. But Cox, let me tell you something, boy. When you start messing with my goods, you start messing with my stuff, I'm going to give stuff right back to you. I don't care if I got to start tonight, tomorrow night, next week, Amarillo, Texas, Tennessee, you're going to pay. Not so much for the hat, but by God, somebody's going to stop you. And I'm just the nastiest, ugliest SOB that's going to do it, brother.
Stan Hansen, certainly upset and rightly so. Part of the hat that Carl Cox set right here and deliberately cut up with a pocket knife. We'll be back right after this.
This coming Monday night in Hazard, Kentucky at the Memorial Gym at 8 p.m., a Super Championship Wrestling lineup. For the World Heavyweight title match, Harley Race goes against Stan Hansen. In the Southeastern title match, Killer Carl Cox battles Troy T. Tyler. In the Southeastern Tag Team title match, the Manchurians, managed by the Great Mephisto, battle Steve Travis and Don Diamond. In the special grudge match, the Great Mephisto goes against the Matador, and the Seraph goes against Ron Slinker. All that in the World Heavyweight title match against Harley Race and Stan Hansen. The Southeastern title match, Killer Carl Cox and Troy T. Tyler. The Southeastern Tag Team title match, the Manchurians against Travis and Diamond. And in the special grudge match, the Great Mephisto and the Matador, and the Seraph and Ron Slinker. It's all coming together this coming Monday night at Hazard, Kentucky at the Memorial Gym at 8 p.m. A Super Championship Wrestling lineup.
We all spend a lot of time in cars, but everybody's a pedestrian sometime. So here's some safety hints from the Kentucky Department of Transportation Office of Highway Safety for those occasions that may well save a life. First, remember that even though pedestrians are supposed to have the right-of-way, Drivers sometimes forget that. So, if you're on foot, be especially careful around and near traffic. Crossing against traffic signals is never a good idea. And whenever you cross the street, always cross at the corner, not in the middle of the block. Stay within the crosswalks. Remember that stepping out from between parked cars is asking for trouble. And if you're walking or jogging after dark or in bad weather, wear reflective or light-colored clothing. Pedestrian fatalities are on the increase in Kentucky every year. Please watch your step.
Channel 57, Hazard, Kentucky.
With me at the desk, Troy T. Tyler. Of course, Troy, you've got an important match coming up. Mantell's defending that Southeastern Television trophy against you today on the program. In fact, that's our next match. And I know you would like to win that one for your friend Buzz Sawyer.
You know, Mr. LT, I feel so good today. I feel so good today. I feel like I just got married and left for Hawaii. You know, I feel so good today because it's been a lot of hanky-panky going on, but it's all going to come down to a screeching halt, Mr. LT. If you know where I'm coming from. You know, all my people in East Tennessee are so glad to see me here. Troy T. Tyler, man of the hour. Woo! You hear that foolishness going on? You hear all that foolishness going on? They clapping for me, and I'm so proud. You know, I was born, boy, I was so poor, man, I'm telling you the truth. My mama looked at me, she said, Troy T. Tyler, she said, you'll have a life of looking through prison bars if the good Lord don't show enough mercy to take you while you're young. I said, Mama, don't you worry about your baby, Troy T. Tyler. I said, because I'm going to be good when I grow up. I'm going to be an upstanding young man, stand for truth, justice, and the American way. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? All this foolishness been going on. I see a soul brother in the studio. Lord, have mercy. You know, it's been a lot of foolishness going on. It's been a lot of foolishness. Killer Car, Cox, Dutch Mantell. But Dutch Mantell, I'm after your booty, boy.
Well, listen,
I'm after your booty. And you know,
we were talking about, you're the protege, of course. We told the fans last week, and if you didn't join us last week, this man is the protege of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
That's right, protege of Dusty Rhodes. You know, it's been a lot of things going on. It's been all type of matches happening. Been all type of matches. They got the death match, Texas Tornado death match. They got the cage match. They got all kinds of matches, strap matches. But there's one match that comes to mind when I think of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. And you know what that match is? That's the Texas Bull Rope match. You know, this here go around that old bull's neck, and he be jumping around and acting a fool and clowning and going on. But that's all right. And this bull rope match, it comes to mind when I think about it. You know, Dusty Rhodes had 150 and ain't lost none. Ain't lost none. I've had 7 and I ain't lost none. I've had 7 and I ain't lost none. If you know what I'm saying, can you see that? You can
well, now,
put that
let's explain just briefly to the fans maybe a little bit here that, well, let's say you and I were wrestling this thing. This goes around
this
my
goes
wrist,
around
right?
your wrist.
And that goes around your wrist.
That's
and,
right.
That's all the farther we can get apart, right?
That's right, and it's dog eat dog, my friend.
And this can turn into a weapon, too, in the midst of this thing.
That can turn into a brutal weapon. You can bust a dude upside his head, and he'll know where you're coming from when you put the ding-a-ling on him.
You like this kind of match, right?
Well, you know, they got a saying about the Texas Bull Rope match. They got the saying about, what you doing out here now? What you doing out here looking at me like a fool? I'll put this upside your head. I'll put this upside your head, boy.
You got an important match coming up, I know. It's the television
I've got an important match coming up. I've got an important match coming up, and I want to tell you something. Pickaninny's head, dog face, Dutch Mantell. Hey, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing, boy. You couldn't whoop me. You couldn't kill me with a gallon of arsenic. I'll whoop your booty.
Why don't you go in that ring and let's see just get this thing on here. Let's go down and win the introductions of our match.
Our fourth match is one fall with time remaining in the program for the Southeastern Television Championship, weighing 230 pounds from Texas, Dutch Mantell, and his opponent weighing 267 pounds from Florida, Troy T. Tyler.
The Southeastern Television Trophy on the line as Dutch Mantell, the champion, defends against the challenger Troy T. Tyler, the protege of the American Dream. And if you couldn't figure that out by listening to him rap, I don't know what you know about the man. Tyler sends Mantell crashing into that corner. And you can hear that our capacity studio crowd is behind the man from Florida. Throws that right hand in there. And another right hand to the forehead of the Dirty Dutchman. Tyler clotheslines him with an elbow, and down goes the champion. Troy T. gets a 2 count on the Dutchman, but Mantell right back up, and of course the fiery Dutchman took this television trophy from the injured Buzz Sawyer. Kick to the head by Mantell, and Mantell now mounting an offense as he goes to work on Troy T. Slam by Mantell. A diving knee. And I don't believe you'll see a lot of scientific application of wrestling holds in this one, as both men have a lot of ill feeling toward the other. The reverse chin lock by the Dutchman. A maneuver of his that he uses quite frequently to put his opponent in a position to do the moving, the fighting, while the Dutchman gets a little breather. Troy T. Tyler learning his wrestling from the Rap Master, the American Dream. Dusty Rhodes. Troy T. with a tackle. Mantell setting up with a backdrop, and Tyler throws that kick and that little strut, and talking his talk and walking his walk. Sends Mantell into that turnbuckle, and it has been give and take, both men controlling the offense at different times. And right now it's Tyler. Mantell with a kick to the midsection, tearing at the eyes. We do not have a report on Ron Slinker as of yet. We're not sure just how badly he may have been singed or burned by Mephisto. Mantell drops the elbow. And of course the Dutchman, an important match for him, his first title defense on television since acing that Southeastern Television Trophy. Misses the elbow. Tyler with the jabs. Muhammad Ali, check him out. Mantell hits those ropes and is locked up. Tyler blasting away at the forehead of Dutch Mantell. Referee Scrappy McGowan moves him back. Mantell with a boot trying to slow the man from Florida down. And they're exchanging blows in center ring now. Tyler right back at him. And that little jab to the forehead. Suplex by Mantell, and apparently stunning himself on the fall. Tyler down, Mantell down, both men trying to climb to their feet to beat that 10 count. And both of them right back in the action. Mantell is overbalanced, and Tyler right on top, and a 2 count again by Scrappy McGowan. McGowan is caught and knocked down, and the 2 wrestlers colliding, both men hitting the deck. Headlock by Tyler on the ropes now. Mantell sets him up and throws that right hand head first into that turnbuckle. And Mantell using the thumb, driving it into the windpipe of Troy T. Tyler. Mantell right back at him again, and these men in a Pier Sixer right here in our television studio. Mantell going for the Cobra, but Tyler finds his way outside to break the hold. The Cobra is the hold that Mantell puts Sawyer away. And look at there, Mantell over that top rope goes after Tyler. Both men grabbing for an advantage, trying to find a handle. And look at here, Tyler comes up on top in the ring. Throwing those right hands, Mantell tearing at the eyes. Mantell goes in low with the waist lock and the bear hug. Tyler trying to find a way out. Has the headlock, and Mantell turns loose of his hold. Is caught with a tackle. Troy T going again. Mantell over the top, and the referee standing in front of Tyler. He's nailed. Mantell blasting away at Tyler. Tyler shoots Mantell off. It's caught with a tackle by the Dutchman. Mantell is caught with the elbow by Tyler on his way back. Tyler again with the elbow, and here's Brett Sawyer in to count to 3. Referee Brett Sawyer not officiating, but Scrappy McGowan was on the outside. Brett counts out Dutch Mantell, and McGowan holds Troy T. Tyler's hand up in victory. Mantell attacking Tyler. Sends him into the ring post. On the outside, it is Tyler the winner, but Mantell is not ready to call it quits. He's not ready to call it quits here as he goes back after Tyler. Tyler has been designated the official champion. Down goes Scrappy McGowan. He's nailed by Mantell. And the Dutchman is furious as he pounds away at Troy T. Tyler. He has lacerated Tyler. He has lacerated Tyler. Scrappy McGowan moving in, trying to break it up. And Mantell flailing away. Mantell is upset. He is mad. Tyler grabs that rope. Into the ring goes Mantell. Tyler going after him, and this one is far from over. Officially, it has been stopped. Tyler, the new champion, but with that bull rope, he has headed Mantell for the dressing room. Troy T. Tyler, your new Southeastern television champion. Tyler wants more of Mantell now, but I think the Dutchman will have second thoughts about battling that bull rope in the ring. Your winner and new Southeastern television champion, Troy T. Tyler, as he came up with the ace over Dutch Mantell. Quite a battle, and we've got the new television champion joining us right here.
He can't beat nobody picking these dog face. You can't whoop nobody, turkey. I got news for you, baby. I'll put some on your booty. P&G soap won't take off.
The comments of the new Southeastern television champion, and we'll be back right after this. This coming Monday night, Hazard's Memorial Gym, a world heavyweight title match. Champion Harley Race defends against this man from Border, Texas, Stan Hansen. I know it's going to be a big night for you, Stan.
Yeah, you know, it really is. A couple of weeks ago, I was telling everybody how I've been trying to chase Harley Race down, that I've gone a couple of hour draws with him and been disqualified, and he's been disqualified. Never been a real clear-cut winner, so I think that I'm one of the top contenders in the country. And in Hazard, Kentucky, Monday night, I'm going to have the opportunity to get in there with you, Harley. And like a couple of weeks ago, I said, I'm really geared for this. I'll go out and do anything you want. You want to wrestle, I can wrestle. You want to fight, brother, I can fight. And it doesn't matter what the outcome's going to be. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to give 100%. Let me tell you something. I'm hungry. I am really hungry. You're at the top, Harley Race. I'm at the bottom, and I'm trying to get to the top. And the way a professional athlete gets to the top is by beating people and becoming the winner. And in order to win, I'll do anything, just like you a little bit. It might not be real pretty, but that's maybe the reason you're kind of been running from me, because you fear me just a little bit, because I'm a lot like you, Harley Race, and I'm going to be the champion. Then you might be chasing me. But let me tell you something, in Hazard, Kentucky, I'm glad it's going to be there. I don't care if I had to go to Japan or Australia or wherever, all across the United States. But Hazard, Kentucky is going to be the place. And Monday night, I'm coming there for one reason. Go after that big hunk of gold that you wear around your waist. And finally, after going to all the promoters and everything, I've got him to sign it. It's been signed. I've been getting ready for a couple of weeks. I'm going to push a lot of things in professional wrestling out of my mind. And I'm going to concentrate on you. Monday night, I'm coming for the belt, Harley.
Monday night, Hazard's Memorial Gym. Bell time, 8 p.m. Stan Hansen, the challenger, goes after world heavyweight title holder Harley Race, and the world championship is on the line. A super lineup, a great Southeastern wrestling card. Monday night, Hazard Memorial Gym. You'll want to be there.
Every year in Kentucky, hundreds of accidents and thousands of near misses are caused by highway hypnosis, which can happen day or night to even the most experienced driver. So pace yourself. Pull into one of Kentucky's many roadside rest areas. Take the time to refresh yourself. Maybe even call home before getting back on the road. Having you alert behind the wheel is important to us.
I got worried when it started to rain.
And we know it is to them.
Well, it's good to be home.
The sight and the sound of the mountains. NBC WKYH.
It's all happening. Hillbilly Days at the Weddington Plaza Shopping Center, April 11th, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and you're invited. Play in the bingo contest, perform in the guitar contest or fiddle, hear and sing bluegrass music. There'll be a husband calling contest and cracker eating contest, and music by the renowned Southern Comfort Band led by Marlo Tackett himself. All happening at the Weddington Plaza, Pikeville, April 11th. We'll see you there.
We've got a few minutes before we have to say so long on another edition of Southeastern Wrestling, and Alan, I think we've seen quite a bit of excitement today, and I know that you were impressed with that first match between Terry Taylor and Ron Slinker.
That's true. I wanted to tell you about that. Two fine athletes that I saw in the ring today, two well-conditioned athletes. It's a pleasure to see someone like that, two guys like that wrestle, and it was a super match.
The good clean breaks. I mean, the referee didn't have to get in there and push them apart. They were both willing to back out
That's true.
when they were in the
Like
ropes.
to see that.
Yes, sir. Well, I know you do. And of course, Ron Slinker, a fellow Floridian.
That's
right?
true. That's right. He's from Tampa, Florida, and it's good to see some Florida boys up here.
Of course, Ron, as a national karate champion, he blends well, I think, his martial arts expertise along with his catch-as-catch-can style of wrestling. It makes him a very worthwhile opponent for anyone.
That's true. You're right about that. He blends in those two styles, and they seem to mesh real well.
We were trying to get a report on Ron also before we sign off here. And, of course, that tag match, the Matador and Jerry Roberts against the Manchurians, because of that alleged attack last week. The Manchurians did come up the winner, but Mephisto getting involved, and as I said, Ron Slinker, we're not sure of the seriousness of his injury as of yet, but here again, a fine athlete that you were talking about may be sidelined like we were talking about earlier.
That's true, but usually when you have a fine athlete like that, the more well-conditioned you are, the better you come back.
Exactly. And I couldn't believe it. Killer Carl Cox sitting here at the desk with me while Stan Hansen was in the ring, and just with that penknife cutting that hat to pieces. And Hansen, of course, I don't think it's the price of the hat, just his personal property, and I think embarrassment on Stan's part.
That's true. Yeah, you're right about that.
And of course, we've got a new television champion, Troy T. Tyler, in a match against Dutch Mantell, and I know the Dutchman is going to be upset. His first defense on television of that trophy, and Tyler came up with the win on it, and I don't think anybody would be happier than Tyler must be right at this moment.
That's true. You're right about that. He's coming in here and coming into an area that's got a lot of fine athletes, got a lot of fine wrestlers, and he defeated Mantell. Mantell's got a lot of pride.
Yes, he does. And of course, that title has changed hands 3 times now within a matter of less than a month. So that shows the competition is honed fine in this area. Well, here comes the Matador. He's going to join us. Got a word on Ron Slinker, Matt Reed?
Let me tell you something, Les. Ron Slinker, he's gone to the hospital. His eyes burned. No telling how bad his face is burned. The guy comes in here looking for a world title match, knowing that Harley Race is coming in the area.
Right.
Well, we all looking for that chance. I just hope Ron Slinker's going to be okay. I appreciate his help. But let me show you something, Les, if you could see this back. You see that back?
Yes, I can see that back.
Let me tell you, Mephisto, you're whooping men like dogs. Dirty dogs. Well, let me tell you something. I can whoop some too, let me tell you, Mephisto, and I'm going to get you.
Well, I think the great Mephisto has a line forming to the right of men that would like to get their hands on him, and I think as time goes on, Stan Hansen, we were talking about your incident with the hat, Stan, and I said I don't think it was the value of the hat so much, but the personal embarrassment the man
No, you don't tell the truth, it's an old hat. The point is the guy takes the liberty of doing it and trying to get away with it. You know, a lot of things that happen around here on Southeast Wrestling, you know, guys are getting burned, they're hooking people in the ropes and strapping them. Everybody's seen them whelps on the Matador's back. They burned this new boy that just come in. Now this T. Tyler was up here with the, you know, with the bell and everything, got his head busted open. And Cox is always running around. You know, I know Cox. I've gone way back with Cox. You know, I started when Cox was the kingpin in Amarillo, Texas. And I'm going to tell you something. I have taken that brain buster. But I'm a little bit bigger and I'm a little bit better now, killer. And I've come a long way in the last few years. You're taking liberties with Ole Anderson. You're always stacking the deck in your favor. You and your devious mind. Well, let me tell you something. The hat and this referee, it's not over yet.
A lot of angry wrestlers, a lot of situations going on in the area. We're out of time, and this is Les Thatcher for Alan Williams and everyone here saying thanks for being with us, and join us again next week on Southeastern Championship Wrestling.
You've been watching Southeastern Championship Wrestling, voted the #1 wrestling program by the Wrestling Writers Federation. Join us again next week for fast-paced action on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Announcers on this program provided by Southeastern Wrestling Incorporated.